Catie the Beautiful. Every summer on the island of New Florida, vacationers come from far and wide to enjoy their vacation while the trains do their work with passengers, freight, and gender service, while all their work gets done. And sometimes Amtrak pulls very special trains, like a circus train or a carnival train, for when there's a special event going on, like a birthday party or a carnival or other fun events. Amtrak does a good job with the passenger service every day because they're really useful on the rails, while all their work gets done to be really useful indeed. Commuter trains are state supported because they use control cars in the rear, which operates the locomotive and train backwards, while trains on the tracks are really useful with all their work indeed. One early afternoon, Toyota was taking her passenger train to Capital Station in Cortinelmi. Capital Express coming through, Toyota said. I enjoy doing this work. But little did she know that a rail speeder was coming towards her. Her driver slammed on the brakes, but it was too late. Her cab began to catch fire, and then her train was on fire. After the fire was out, Catie arrived to take the passengers to Cortinelmi. I'll have the passengers to there in no time, Catie said, and she steamed away from the fire. I hope I feel better soon, Toyota said, because I'd collided head-on with that rail speeder. The passengers were safe on board Catie's train, while Toyota waited for help. After the passengers disembarked, Mr. Cakester had unfortunate news. Dwee is out of order, said Mr. Cakester. You must do her work, Catie. I would love to do that, sir, Catie said. You should use Jaden the brake van, Mr. Cakester said. That sounds like a plan, sir, Catie said, and she steamed out of the station. Feeling beautiful is what I am, Catie said, because I'm a real useful engine. And she puffed backwards out of the station. And before long, she saw a strange yard. There were lots of freight cars. Before long, all the freight cars were hooked up to Catie, and she steamed out of the yard. I must make it to the end of the line soon, Catie said, because I'm a beautiful engine. Make sure to pick up speed, Catie, Jaden said, because I'm always adjacent to these freight cars. Then Catie steamed up a steep grade. "Ugh, this is the scariest track I've ever climbed," Catie said. "This is frightening." And she struggled with all her might. Her axles ached. "I'm gonna make it to the top of this roller coaster," Catie said, "because I still want to be beautiful." She puffed and chuffed. Her cheeks went red. Her axles ached. "Achy, this hurts my axles," Catie said. "Woman engine has to make it." Her wheels moved slower and slower than the internet connection. Then there was trouble. "Make it all the way, Catie," her driver said. But he spoke too soon. The heavy freight cars pushed Catie down the hill. "Oh no!" she cried. "I'm out of control!" And she went down the grade onto the ground. And faster and faster. "I have to stop!" cried Catie. "I can't slow down," Jaden said. "The train cars are too heavy." "We're out of control, Jaden!" called Catie. "And our train is out of control too!" She went faster and faster. "I hope we don't derail!" She went up a grade, and she was scared. "Whee!" cheered Catie. "This is fun!" Then she began to enjoy herself. She was excited out of her terror. Meanwhile, James was delivering logs to Henry's forest. He was being a really useful engine on the Northeast Corridor. "Slow down, Catie!" gasped James. "You're going way too fast! And if you hit a bend, you'll derail!" James was shocked. And the high-speed train was doing its best. "Look out! I can't stop!" cried Catie. And then the high-speed testing train went faster, and it zoomed by Catie at 200 miles per hour. "Oh no! I can't stop!" cried Catie. "There's a multiple unit in my way!" And there was. It went faster and faster. "I can't stop!" cried Catie. "I should hit my brakes!" Catie's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Jaden and the other freight cars stayed on the tracks, and Catie was derailed. And she had flipped onto her side. "I'm stuck here," she said. Before long, Dwee was back in order. "I'll have you back on the rails in no time, Catie and Jaden," Dwee said. And before long, the AEM-7 electric engine took the multiple unit cars to the diesel works. And Dwee pulled Catie back onto the tracks. Thank you, Dwee, Catie said. You're the most beautiful engine I've ever seen. And I am most beautiful too, Catie said. I'm here to save you, Graziella said. And she steamed out of the sight. You two are beautiful, Graziella said. Oh, why, thank you, they said. You are too, Graziella. Thank you, she said. I'm a beautiful engine, Dwee said, because yellow is my color. I loved helping the other engines out, Graziella said. I once crashed into the rear of Donald and Douglas's train of hazardous materials. And before long, the Carolinian Amtrak was coming into view. We always help each other, Graziella said to Catie and Dwee, because even though that head-on collision was recent, we can only hope that it's never repeated in the future. And the freight cars rolled along the line, feeling pleased with themselves after they were repaired, and all the products felt safe in their cars. And the freight cars rolled along, always hoping that there's not going to be a collision repeated in future. And this is how Catie and Dwee started to be beautiful engines forever and ever, while the freight cars are unbreakable permanently. And that is how the engines began to be really helpful, or whatever they can, for any railroad crisis.